to get started today, I want to talk about something that may be basic or simple for some of you. If it is, just kind of run through it as a review. Some of you may never have learned this before. For me, I didn't learn this until college, actually, but I began teaching it to elementary students, recognizing that there was other elementary teachers teaching this to their students as well. Now, this is an exercise that will help us with ear training and matching pitch, and then a little bit of vowel placement. This is the solfege. This is basically, in the Sound of Music, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Those words, the syllables, that people are like, what are they singing? Some people watch The Sound of Music and they don't know. That is the 8-note movable scale, okay? Major movable scale. If do is here, I could sing those pitches in the key of C from here to here, right? But what if it's moved? What if all of a sudden it goes up 2 half steps and I'm on D now? That is now the new do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, we can have that solfege 8-note scale anywhere on the keyboard. If you memorize the pitch, and if you really practice going back and forth between the different solfege sounds, you will train yourself a lot better at looking at music and being able to follow it on the sheet, okay, for sight reading. You also train your ears more to hear when you're on a pitch or off a pitch, and I think that that's pretty vital. Let's talk about these Kodaly signs that go along with the solfege. So we have do, which is the first, and there is a rounded fist here. Now, why the heck is there a rounded fist here? This is to help us remember that do must create a nice, tall, round sound in the mouth, like your fist right here. When you sing do, you're doing the d here, right? But you have to have it open in the rest of the mouth and an open throat here, because otherwise it's do, 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 do. So it's a little bit of a visual aid to think bounce up, nice and round, but bounce up on do, okay? So then we have re. Now this one got eaten in the laminator a little bit. Now re is angled like this. Now why would we do that? Because re, to get a good r and a sound, you are actually taking that air from all the way down here, you're bringing it up and you're projecting it this way towards the nasal cavity to get a good re sound. So let's say we're in the key of C. We had do, and now we have re. We don't want re, 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 re. Keep it up and towards the nose, re. Okay? Then we have me, correct? Yeah, me. Now why is it this way? Most of you probably know the answer here. You're thinking me, the way that you smile when you say me, right? Now we have to be cautious on this one, because the tendency is that people more go me, me, me. Okay, you get the point. You want to keep it resonating in the teeth and your tongue behind your 2 front teeth on the bottom here. You don't want the tongue going back and closing off the volume, going me, 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 okay? Me. See if you can make it ping and ring. Me, me. Now that one's a little bit more in the nasal. Me. A little bit more in the cheekbone. Me. Bouncing it up to the head voice. There are different placements depending on your vocal range, how you sing it. But you just want a good, nice, full E, and remember to smile. Me. Okay. Enough of that one. You probably are going to guess what this one is. Fa is this, or, you know, depending how the camera is, maybe this. So with fa, the thumb is down, because for fa, your jaw needs to drop open. For a good ah sound, your air comes up and bounces on the roof of your mouth, right? So we did do, re, mi, fa. You never want to have fa, 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 fa. Don't do that. That's hard on your throat. Fa. For some people, it will have more of a head tone. For some people, more of a chest tone. Belting is a whole nother thing we're going to talk about a different lesson. But for fa, just remember, drop the jaw, just like this. Fa, fa, fa. There's different placements for the air, but just remember, open, okay? So is a little bit like do, except it's not quite as round and it's not closed at the front. It's open, like this. See that? So we have so. Now we're in the key of C, so this is a G. So. That's my light version. I'm recovering from some laryngitis here. So. It's a little bit more of the throat chest mix version, okay? So for you guys, think so. You want it to be open. If you're switching into your head voice as a soprano there, so. If you're doing the chest. That's kind of a crack area for me right now. Test it out, see what it is for you. All right, after so, we have la, and you're probably following along and recognizing, this, okay, this is the front of your lips and your front two teeth here. When you sing la, your tongue is going to go la, and then you're going to curve. You're going to drop it, and you want, after that la, you want the air to come up the back of your throat, hit the roof of your mouth, nothing tight in here at all. If this is the back of your throat, hit the roof of your mouth and ring like a bell in here for la. So, la, la. That's my belt voice. La. A little bit more in the head register right now, which is so weak for me. La. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Okay, so that's that ah. I'm having a little bit more vibrato than I want right now, because when your voice is stressed, it is much harder to control, and technically you really shouldn't be singing if your voice is feeling stressed. I'm breaking that rule a little bit right now. I'm taking all this medicine and cough drops and everything. Okay, so and then we have T. Now, the reason that T is pointing up like this is because you want it to be up high, in between the eyebrows. Think about the nose bridge. Think about this direction. So if it's coming all the way up your open throat, you are aiming visually right here. When you close your eyes and you sing T, no matter what note it is, think of a good, not me so much, but T. Raising the eyebrows sometimes help when you're really learning to get a good ring on T, especially if it's in the head voice region. Let's experiment on a couple different notes. So in the key of C, this would be B. So you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. See how it rings here? Ti, ti, ti. If I spread it a little bit, ti, ti. For like the more Latin sound, I would aim a little bit taller. T instead of T. Depends on the song, right? Now what if it's all the way down here an octave lower and you're an alto? T, T, not T, but T. Can you hear the difference? T, T. Okay, hopefully you got that. And then of course we repeat do. Always has the apostrophe there for the higher do, whatever key you're in. So let's do this. We have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, on that top one, you want to make sure that it is also ringing and round. Do. Okay? So now what we are going to do is we are going to place these on the floor. If you have steps in your house, that is ideal. I don't. I have worked with students who have steps, and I prefer doing this on steps or places where you have tile. That's like the wide space tile in the kitchen or something like that. If not, carpet works. I'm going to show you on my living room carpet how I'm going to place these out like a ladder, and we are going to physically be bouncing back and forth between them, because now that we know what they are, how they should sound, we don't want to just be going up and down the scale like it's a warm-up. It's not like la 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 la. Okay, we don't want to just keep going up and down the scale because you become comfortable with that. The ear training and the pitch matching actually comes when you're forced to think, what does that pitch sound like in relation to another pitch? For instance, do, re, do, do, mi, do, do, fa, do, so, do, la. You get it? You want to think comparing them to each other. Do to every note on the scale. Re to every other note on the scale. Mi to every other note on the scale. Can you find it? Can you match it if you were only given the first note? It's not always easy, but this will perfect your inner ear. You will be able to sight read better, and you will be able to follow along and learn harmony a lot easier when you practice this. So let's go ahead and get started.